Welcome back, avid readers. I just finished a book that was so ghastly and hard to believe. It was just such a great read. Deviant, the shocking true story of Ed Gein, the original psycho. Ed Gein was a man that lived on a farm by himself, and he liked to dig up bodies in the local cemetery because he had a fetish for wearing the flesh of dead women. That's right. He liked to wear the flesh of dead women. He had gloves made from flesh, face masks, bodysuits, leggings. Really, really sickly and ghastly it was to read this. You know, when you hear stories about someone like this, a lot of times the facts aren't right. Things are blown out of proportion. You don't know what to believe. And it was really neat to get a true and real understanding of who Ed Gein was and what he really did. The truth, folks, is far more ghastly than what I thought I knew about Ed Gein. The book starts out with Ed Gein's childhood and lays a foundation so that you'll understand where some of his madness came from, his obsession with his mother, his somewhat abusive childhood, stricken with poverty. And the majority of the book, the middle of the book, is spent talking about the crimes that Ed Gein committed. Then it finishes with Ed Gein's arrest and the legal proceedings that happened after that point. The whole story here, it's just really, really good read. It was the best read that I read this year in 2018, which was actually last year. I'm reviewing this on the first of the year. But the best book that I read simply because it was just so daggone interesting. You know, I thought I knew, I didn't know. I didn't know. And I almost had to grimace as I read some of this. You know, if a book brings out such an emotional response that you're grimacing as you're reading, the author does a good job portraying the truth. And it was good to hear a true account of Ed Gein. Ed Gein was single-handedly started the slasher movie genre. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, a character in Hannibal was based after him. Psycho, the whole Norman Bates thing, all of those things were inspired by Ed Gein. He literally single-handedly started that genre with the horrendous crimes that he committed. He was both a grave robber as well as a murderer, a potential serial killer, as they never did find out how many people this man actually killed. And I'll leave it at that. This book is just very well written. It's not very lengthy. You can see here it's just over 200 pages, and it gets the whole story in. The author does just such a great job. I was really able to envision what was happening clearly in my mind's eye as I read this book. Deviant, the shocking true story of Ed Gein, the original psycho, by Michael Schechter. I highly recommend this book. I give it 5 stars. It was literally the best book. Of the 34 books that I read in 2018, this was the final and best by far. Deviant, a book about Ed Gein. I highly recommend. I'm begging you to read this book.